so chemical warfare. I felt there was something around that, and I did get an August timeframe, but I did have a vision involving Antarctica and chemistry labs, deep within Antarctica, multi-nation kind of bunker systems where there's also laboratories and scientists. Okay, China and Taiwan. Feels something's going to ramp up here towards Taiwan and some kind of military threat in this region. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michelle Robinson. I'm a psychic medium, an intuitive mentor, and an angelic channel. And so this is a soul-led channel if you haven't been here before, and the purpose of this is to bring you information that's helpful, healing, insightful, and that might give you some insights about things to come, particularly during this current period that we're navigating. And so what I do is I just close my eyes, tune in and communicate with my guides and the angelic team who bring through information. And so generally I'm concentrating on following along rather than so much about what the theme is, although I generally get that as well. So the language is usually the language that I'm picking up and that's being shared with me. Bear in mind that the angelics don't usually mess around with their language. They can be quite poetic and flowery at times, but most of the time they just cut to the quick, particularly when Michael's involved. So I do call them the angelics before I start, and I have Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel, who are all involved in this transmission. There are other angelics as well. I'm seeing Raziel and maybe Chamuel as well. Okay, so I'm just going to close my eyes, tune in, and just see what needs to come through. Greetings, one and all. And welcome to this channel of peace and benevolence and of sharing and opening up to concepts and insights which may not have been previously available to you. It kind of was also parallel getting of which you may not have been privy to previously. I'm seeing like an old-fashioned soldier with a sword, kind of medieval in appearance. Warfare has been a part of humankind over the millennia. There have been many large crusades which have been fought upon this lands. I'm getting the Christian crusades and Lionheart. So these also were large-scale warfare, which affected many, and I'm hearing plight of many, but at the same time, many were left unaffected and unaware of these happenstance and goings on. So now our ability to share, to integrate, to disseminate this information has increased. This does have a tendency to increase the fear factor associated with events that are happening far, far away, like the land far, far away is how I'm getting that. So keep this in check and keep a measure or a leash or a harness around the releasing of these emotions. Many areas upon the earth remaining calm, peaceful, and this is something that will not change. Many people that reside in differing locations, again, not being affected, getting upon their merry way, not being aware of this plight. Those that are, some still remaining not to be affected. The everyday small things, the flowers, the land, the gathering of eggs, the knitting, the creation, the industry being more relevant in their everyday endeavors. Finding things which are meaningful for you in your life. taking this from, and I'm just feeling like heart space, so really feeling into what this may be and doing a deep dive. Some of us have been called into something bigger at this time. There are awarenesses that are being made. There are many in this group who have had a very traditional role, one that has a path that has taken them on a journey which is quite standard and leading them to a profession upon which they share with many others. This could be very industrious and very 9 to 5, and where they are very stable, foundational characters within this play, but there's a restlessness, a desire for something more. Something is building, something is growing. This is something which cannot be snuffed, or I'm just seeing kind of the candle being put out. So it can't be, it's the fire is burning, and the desire to maybe maintain status quo becoming more and more difficult. The quenching. So this is not something to be quenched. Instead, grab on, take some mindful moments, feel into this. There are many gifts from your previous lives, things from these medieval times of troubles perhaps before that are coming to the fore at this time. Getting, again, don't throw the baby away with the bathwater. That stable foundation being one that will hold you, be that marketing, finance, accounting, management. These are the industries that will hold you and at the same time allow this transformation to occur. This transformation opening you up to concepts that feel natural to you, that you can grasp along the lines of energy healing or herbal poultices, or knowing where to touch, like hands-on healing, or writing of a book, or bringing something special connected to understanding and connecting in with one's body, one's spiritual, physical, mental, emotional wellness, how to bring more joy into your life. Certain natural clothings, other industries which are needed at this time upon the earth. This is what we call New Earth. These are the callings. This is the year when this feels strong. In fact, this is the moment. This is the time. Heed your call. Planetarily, currently, I'm hearing Aries. There are a lot of, I know there's a lot of planets lining up in Aries, but I'm hearing Saturn, I'm hearing Mercury, Mars, action, bold action, take a step forward. You feel it in your bones, and yet you hold back. You think, I must hang on to what is traditional. This is my paycheck. This is what has served me. This is something that you can create and build up and create the foundations of in parallel with your current endeavors. This is not something where one must completely crumble to allow the other to flourish. So relinquish that all or nothing mentality, build one, develop it. How does it look? What does it mean? What is its structure? Who are you enticing? What are you providing? There is the ability to tap into past lives. Okay, so just an aside from myself, I'm seeing this a lot in things, so I'm not surprised this is coming up. In fact, I just did a short little reel about this. People that have been very like traditional, I think they're finding it kind of difficult. Like, I've got this different calling, and I'm seeing that calling, and I'm seeing the gifts. I'm seeing the past lives are just naturally coming up, where someone has a natural ability, where that was hands-on healing, or they were like a magician, or they were like all sorts. It's been absolutely intriguing. And these are aspects which have been brought into their lives, and all those beautiful foundational support structures that they have from that previous industry is going to combine and really create something amazing, beautiful. This is what we're moving into. So our systems and industry is changing. And I did get industry and something or other changing in the last channeling, and then it kind of stopped and I didn't get any more, and then next thing and I moved on. So I feel this is an extension of this, where there's a move back to more natural. There's healing systems working with energy, with color, with frequency, with sound, with natural medicines, the abundance of plants, flora, fauna upon our earth, which is serving and put here to support our every need. Also within the sea, I'm seeing like amoebas, microorganisms, maybe even the salt of the sea itself, kelp and different, just I don't know what it is, microorganisms within the sea, maybe spirulina or something like this, that support human well-being, human physical vitality. So look to these. So I'm cutting out all processed foods, whole grains, whole foods, wild. That's okay. Just back to like salmon farming. So going back to supporting industries which look after our flora, fauna upon our earth as well, with sustainable practices, those not providing increased, I feel like, stress hormones from meats, where I'm seeing again, particularly the pigs. So maybe there's more than just caring for the pigs, but the process of the pig's life in industry, farming industry, being one that has created stress from the beginning to the end, to the slaughter. I'm seeing actually slaughter. This seeping energetically into the meat. We eat this meat. This is a feedback mechanism. There is not one thing that does not affect another. Our water systems clean. Are they clean, pure? Do they serve us, support us, or do they maybe contain in such measure low levels of chemicals, which over time creating a buildup of toxicity within our cell structure and systems, enough to cause a change, a mutation? This proliferating, just seeing like mitosis, like lots of cells, and creating what we know is a tumor, one that is then carried in the bloodstream to other areas of the physical body. Some of this is avoidable. So being a conscious consumer, I'm very guilty. Once I've looked into some of this, I'm a guilty unconscious consumer. I'm seeing lettuces, the high water content in lettuces. The absorption of the ground from which the lettuce has sprung, the important that what was put upon the soil through the watering systems is clean and nurturing and supporting our physical bodies. I've done a full channeling in the past. I'll put the link up in the description, one that was fully about pretty much food that we are ingesting. Okay, I feel we're moving away from this. Industry again, wool industries. So I'm seeing again, there is move to carding, spinning. Some of these things will come again where we are knitting again. So I have seen this before. Industry changing, factory. I feel there's been a move away from certain industries, clothing industry, textiles, to again, textiles that don't necessarily serve us or our environment, and maybe not available geographically upon our shores. There's going to be big changes in this. It's going to be a rejection of certain textiles, also maybe availability issues around this, and things not so readily at our fingertips. So using strong natural fibers, choosing products, garments that have longevity and serve you, rather than just as a whim, as a fashion trend. So being more of a mindful consumer in this area as well. I'm seeing piles and piles of clothing upon like rubbish, and some are not conducive to being broken down in a way that can be nurtured back perhaps into the soil and back. Everything has a feedback mechanism. So bamboo, cottons, linens, hemp, wool, uh, natural products which can be absorbed back into the earth, back into the ecosystem. This is what needs cleaning up, smog in our skies. So again, advantageous at this time when there is reduced motoring and other forms of industry are coming forth to run our petrol cars. Fuel consumption being something of which I feel there has been a peak. So I'm seeing like a graph, there's a peak, and maybe this is going to be decreased. So scarcity not always being what we think, some of this being very advantageous for the earth, for our environments, for pollution, for CO2 levels. These will drop. This is a good thing. Look to your heavens. Here you will get answers. This will put you in a state of peace. There's a lot of anger, a lot of kind of people feel like rioting, like, what the hell, why this? Some of these people were backing the leader that has created a lot of this angst. So this is a situation which has backfired. Wanting change. Change has happened. This inevitably will create some good outcomes. So know this. Hold on to this. There has been and will be revelations about what is to come. This will create fear. This may make you cower. This is not the intent. The intent is for awarenesses. This is to prepare the psyche. This is to decrease the impact of the shock. This is also to create a move into more peaceful behaviors, into ways of being on a daily basis to maintain your peace prior to being rocked. Finding your balance again very quickly, allowing anything which, kind of getting a couple of words, like a lot of words like shocking or influences the psyche to pass through quickly. This is an enlightened being, not one who doesn't feel emotion, is not attached to pain, but one who allows us to pass quickly, moving on, able to find balance again, shocking the system, and then transmitting, almost like going through your body, transmitting into the ground and being released, not holding on. These awarenesses are important. There will be groups formed. I've had a discussion about this morning, trying to come up with some kind of solution where multiple, I guess, psychics or who are seeing predictive events are having kind of like either a forum or some of this data is being like clipped and themes are seen, so you can see where there is a strong trajectory, a strong likelihood. And I'm seeing an aeroplane crashing. The front of it looks like a commercial large airplane, like the front of it bursting into flame. This is still to come. So, oh, well, maybe not. It's running into the airline running into and I don't know which airline that was, a parked, I'm seeing a fire truck. So I feel like this may have come to pass, but I saw this as a vision before it happened and I didn't speak of it. And maybe there's others that have spoken of it. So these kind of events, they will be seen. So maybe as medium, we have so when I perhaps get the visions and then speak of them in a timely manner, sharing these. And so actually I'm kind of being shown that this is something I saw and then it happened. I think I spoke about it to my husband. I didn't share. These are the things that can be shared publicly. So bringing all spirit beings from with each of these seers, they having the ability to astral project, to see and travel. They also having the ability to maybe recognize other realms through different frequency levels, layers, some of this material hitting their psyche. Yes, that is true. But able to move on from that. And they having the ability to hold this information for all, heads being put together and seeing like a map going out, heads around it, working out what's happening where, time frames being the more difficult and maybe more difficult to determine out of many other psychic factors. So again, commonalities or recognizing patterns from events past. So pattern I've noticed is kind of like 1 or 2 months out so far, but I am looking for my own patterns as well. Okay, I'm being told to share. So when I did clip some parts out of my previous channeling. One was where I did share a time frame, so chemical warfare. I felt there was something around that, and I did get an August time frame. So again, I just didn't want to give a time frame because they haven't been quite on par. There's been just a little bit later than the time frames I've been given at this point as a theme. August being the turning point. So there's no fear at this point. Okay, so I'm seeing that we're going back to maybe what I was saying about kind of another level of chemical warfare, dispersal. I'm getting dispersal. I feel water. Um, Kind of affecting livestock and crops as well. So um, I feel more livestock and crops than, but making this areas uninhabitable. This is not new information. Scientists have been working on forms of chemical warfare. I feel for like, I mean, I'm seeing images from Nam. I'm seeing Einstein again. So that was the case with World War One. So Einstein's part in that was actually getting a treaty signed to try and do a mandate for not pulling in these university kind of professors, chemistry experts into warfare. But yeah, there was too much money involved in that. Okay, I'm being asked to share. And I haven't been able to follow up on this, but I did or find anything kind of relevant, but I did have a vision involving Antarctica and chemistry labs deep within Antarctica, multi-nation kind of bunker systems where there's also laboratories and scientists. I saw a grey curly-haired man, like greyish white mustache, glasses, lab coat, him working on something in a laboratory, there being some kind of breakthrough and some kind of maybe I'm hearing germ warfare. So this is not new. This gentleman I felt was an American scientist. He went back like a leave of absence, so away for work, going home, and was handed by his daughter, a grandchild, looking at this grandchild and not wanting a part to play in what he had done, this warfare, germ warfare. And so I saw him going to, and I'm hearing military base or military hotel. En route back, feel like it's in a military aircraft as well, and deciding that what he has done being too horrendous, the taking of his own life. And I had Einstein come through to me at that time, and he was showing me that there was safety, there was stability as an income, there was stability as a job. And so money, stability, being enough to overcome maybe morality for a lot of scientists today. And okay, so I don't know who this was, but I felt like this was a real live scenario. Okay, this also not being new, leaks having also occurred and affected large areas globally, 2020. Some of these things already coming to pass, but humankind having a propensity for fear into the future. This, even when times are untroubled and there is nothing to fear or worry about, this being natural conditioning of the human mind, the human psyche. So recognizing this, realizing that these are elements that have been present upon the earth for many millennia and will be present forevermore, just maybe some awarenesses. So, as I've heard before, this too will come to pass. These areas will be highlighted in advance. This will not be surprising for those of you who are awake, who are aware, who are following those of you on this channel. This is reassurance. Okay, as these, I'm seeing ships. There will be, I think, maybe warships upon the seas. Maybe more presence of warships upon the seas and more happening upon the seas, more occurrences. Maybe patrolling, military presences. Again, these this is just like an awareness, things that have been occurring for a long time, the focus being on certain areas. I'm seeing a presence in South Pacific, but I feel more just kind of a peaceful presence, kind of there to say, hey, there is like a peaceful presence, but a presence nonetheless in the southern seas. So the presence being a carrier, I feel one, two, it's like a supportive, maybe US. Okay, China and Taiwan. Feel something's going to ramp up here towards Taiwan and some kind of military threat in this region. It feels like it's going to be a hotspot as well, but I feel that meanwhile in China things are imploding and it's almost like the rocket goes off and it's a fizzle because it doesn't have the support on the ground, or there's maybe economic hardship and things need to be looked at in their own geographical area. There are issues that need addressing internally and therefore lack of focus on this. So I feel that it may appear quite threatening. There may be some kind of moves around logistics with this, and I'm hearing it will come to naught. So it's not going to really grow legs, but this is something which is kind of been fizzing under the surface. So the message here is see if you're able to engage with this channel, with this person, myself, but I was getting another word, vessel, just I'm the vessel, with this vessel for this information and setting aside your fear. taking, there's for like big events, there is time. The warnings are given well in advance. There is also learning, insights, and oh gosh, purple, purple, purple behind my eyes as soon as I've got my eyes in the dark. Um, and the opening of maybe some truths which may have been hard to hear, just the gentle awarenesses of concepts that may be a little bit unusual, breaking that illusion. So some of you completely aware, and some of you, this is just a gentle unfolding. This is also necessary so that the big picture can be taken into account, and therefore themes not necessarily seen on the surface are exposed, and this is a good thing. We are able to see things perhaps as they are, and I don't think we ever really know things as they are, but more so, with more translucency than previously. These insights allowing us to step back peacefully to make decisions around our choices, our everyday choices of materials we use, of our consumption, these of our industry, of our heartfelt led truths in our profession as we come online, as we share, as we change. We are the change makers. We are the leaders. You, each of us having this creativity within you. Do not diminish yourselves during this time. This is a time to be expansive and step forward boldly and be leaders. And this will make a difference, and this will spread, and you are the change makers, and that is why you are here. The message is to stop diminishing yourself, stop undermining your sovereignty. Okay, if everyone just closes their eyes for a minute, just takes their awareness down to the heart, just feels that flame within, and just taking in a deep breath, and just feeling the expansiveness, that fire that burns within. This is your soul, recognizing that, and just expanding that outwards, realizing that we are all connected and that our awarenesses can increase and grow just through this online communion, this being a very healthy community. And I'm hearing thanks for being here and for holding the space and holding the light and being expansive during this time. And this is what needed to be transmitted and shared. I feel some ripples of perhaps angst or fear or energetic concern that came from previous channeling, and this is setting this right. The truths perhaps hitting, I mean, I know I was definitely affected. I've been thinking about it for a few days. The the channel, the vessel, myself, giving as it was given to her, this message set to soften the perhaps the blow of some of those realizations and insights. And I'm hearing in that as well. Okay, that's awesome. I love that one. So I'm going to put this up. Not sure when, but today is the 17th. New moon. New moon today, new moon in Aries. Step boldly forward. That also supports this channeling. New moon in Aries doesn't want you to be perfect, just wants you to take a step, okay, and be bold. It's Aries rewards action, okay, so maybe that's why And I just had a look at the time. It was 12:12. So I'm going to end that here. Hopefully that was helpful. Take a look in my description. I've got all kinds of links in there to things that might support you. There's a lot more in development as well, but definitely intuitive awareness or being connected into other beautiful beings that you can kind of commune with, and through intuitive growth can really, really change your reality and make things quite beautiful where maybe, there's been a struggle. It's generally a little bit of a process with that, so it's not something that generally happens overnight. But take a look. I've got courses, I've got channelings from the archangels from kind of maybe all the way back to March or earlier last year, where this kind of time was really being shown about our choice. Now, when I read it, yes, very understood. Okay, so anyway, thanks for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, so that maybe we can bring more people into this channel. I'm definitely looking to partner with, in some manner, with other intuitives to really, who are also online, to assist with collective insights. So yeah, that's just going to be a little bit of a process. There's always something that I'm like, okay, I need to do this and need to do that. So step by step, but yes, stepping boldly forward as well. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you during the next episode.